everyone, I'm Dawn. Welcome to my channel. Thank you for visiting with me today. So you may be familiar with the dancers there. If you're on Facebook and you scroll through and you watch the reels or the videos, the little short videos, I'm sure you've seen them. It's Slavic, Miranda Derrick, tie-dye. I know Miranda, and it's Slavic. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Slavic. He's just a precious angel. But it's being rumored, and it was started by, very small, petty people, that they're in a cult. It's part of a cult. And I don't have really an opinion one way or another whether I think they're in a cult or not. I know that it's supposedly a Christian group, these dancers. It's, a core group of dancers. And, I think they're cute. I like their dances and everything. And, but it's being said that it's part of a cult. So, or that they're all part of a cult. So I have, and I'm going to address this further in another video, because Truth Sleuth, if you're not familiar with Truth Sleuth, familiarize yourself with her. She's wonderful. She's amazing. I love her channel. Not to sound like Creep Show Art, but she really is. She really does have a great channel. She deep dives and she does excellent research. But right now, I'm just going to read you an article from Daily Beast. It was written by Cheyenne Roundtree, and it was updated today. Let's see. Yeah, it was just updated. So I don't know when this video is going to go up, though. So it's called A Meghan Markle Film, Brainwashing Claims, and a Failed $4 Million Suit. Inside TikTok Dance Crew Being Called a Cult. While TikTok influencer Miranda Derrick was celebrating her 25th birthday last month with a cheesy little dance routine to Baby Give It Up across town in Los Angeles, her sister Melanie Wilkin and parents were about to go public with a story they had been holding on to for the past year. The once tight-knit family claimed they had not been able to speak directly to Miranda since January 2021, when she packed up her things and joined a mysterious management company called 7M Films. Claiming that their options were exhausted, the Wilkins decided the only way to reach their eldest daughter was to go public. It's been haunting us for over a year now, Melanie began in a video posted on Instagram on February 24th, as her tearful parents, Kelly and Dean Wilkin, nodded beside her. It's definitely been the hardest year of my life. Uncovering who is behind 7M Films reveals a pastor for Shekinah Church, Robert Shin, who allegedly teaches a spin-off of a belief about preparation for the end of days and owns or is affiliated with several interconnected companies, including a production group responsible for a Meghan Markle movie. A former member of Shekinah, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong, Church, who lost a lawsuit against Shin in which she alleged he swindled her out of $4 million, has issued a dire warning for those who have been lured into the group, urging them to stay away, especially young people who don't have that much experience, Lydia Chung told the Daily Beast. I mean, you will totally ruin your life. In a statement provided to the Daily Beast on behalf of 7M Films, Miranda and her husband James Derrick and the pastor of Shekinah Church, a representative said, while the Derricks were members of the church, the business dealings of 7M's film were separate from the church. They denied being a cult and equated the Wilkins' claims against Miranda and the church as a family dispute. Miranda Derrick is a successful businesswoman and a loving wife and daughter who cares very much about her family, the representative said. While the recent portrayals of Dr. Robert Shin and 7M Films have been wildly offensive and riddled with inaccuracies, those false claims will not deter 7M from supporting Miranda in whichever endeavors she chooses to pursue next. Miranda and Melanie were the duo behind the Wilkins sisters on TikTok and Instagram, racking up more than 2 million followers through short dance routines to trending songs such as the Pussycat Dolls' Buttons and Kesha's Blah Blah Blah. They landed SponCon deals and even collaborated with other TikTok dancers, including Taylin Silva, and even got the app's biggest star, Addison Rae, to pop up in one of their videos. The Wilkins claim that Miranda severed all ties to her family after effectively being brainwashed by those involved in 7M Films, which bills itself as a multifaceted organization that serves as both a production company and an influencer management firm. Dancers under its management pump out content almost daily, dancing almost exclusively with other members to short choreographed numbers at a $15 million mansion and around Los Angeles, with a steady stream of partnerships with MAC Cosmetics, Reebok, and Sally Hansen rolling through. Due to the Wilkins, 7M Films is more like a cult. But to the Wilkins, 7M Films is more like a cult. The Wilkins did not respond to the Daily Beast request for further comment. Towards the end, things got weird, Melanie said, explaining that she also had been recruited by the invitation-only group, but decided to steer clear after witnessing several red flags. She was gone all the time. She wouldn't tell me where she was. It was not like her. It was a total change of character. We have tried to contact authorities, and what's so sad, churches, which is good in most cases, but not this. Churches are very protected in the state of California, and they are all adults, Melanie added. We can't find anything illegal happening besides complete brainwashing, which you can't really prove. The video quickly spread online, leading Miranda and her new husband, James Derrick, who is also a dancer and member of 7M Films, to defend themselves. While Miranda claimed that she had spoken to her family within the past year and the disagreement stemmed over her relationship with Derrick. On his own account, Derrick insinuated that the Wilkins disapproved of him because he was black, financially unstable, divorced, and a father. The family refuted this, pointing out that Melanie is also dating a black man. He then went on to defend 7M Films, praising it for helping him become successful quickly. This company is not a religious non-profit organization, but a secular for-profit company run by people who have faith in God. Derrick added, "It is their job to manage, control our bookings or schedules. That is not a cult activity. It's called doing business," he said. However, according to corporation filing, 7M Films does have a deep connection to a religious organization called Shekinah Church International, a Los Angeles-based church established in 1994 that has a bare-bones presence online. The church seems to have not set service times, no social media accounts, and no physical church venue, just a Santa Ana office space that also houses 7M Films, according to corporation filings. At the center of it all is the elusive Shekinah church pastor, Robert Israel Shin, whose son, Isaiah, is listed as a director and choreographer for 7M Films, and is often credited or tagged on all the dancing videos its members post. Robert Shin has also gone by both Robert Shin and Israel Shin. And in 2009, Shin was sued by a former Shekinah church member who accused the church of behavior that echoed the Wilkin family's claims. The woman, Lydia Chung, claimed that Shin had isolated her from her family, brainwashed her, and defrauded her out of nearly $4 million, which was allegedly funneled to Shin through the non-tax-paying church. Shin denied any wrongdoing, and the case went to a jury trial in May of 2011, but turned into a judgment by court after one of the defendants didn't appear. Court documents indicate that the other defendant, Catherine Yee, had declared bankruptcy. Judge Kirk Nakamura ruled in Shin's favor, with Chung receiving nothing and allowing Shin to recover some of his cost. But Chung is adamant that Shekinah Church is not a faith church. This is a cult, she told the Daily Beast. This totally ruins people. You hear about the people who went to Vietnam going through such a trauma, and many people cannot function as a normal human being. This is what it does. I don't want to cause harm to anyone going to real churches, Chung emphasized, alleging that Shekinah Church was using the cloak of Christianity-based teachings to ensnare new members. To her, the organization is much worse than Scientology or any other religious sect. Chung declined to comment about details of her suit against Shin, but court records show an extensive battle against Shin, Shekinah Church, and Yi, a church member, with the suit stretching out over 3 years and more than 400 court filings. In her original complaint, Chung claimed that Shin and Shekinah Church exerted undue influence, mind control, coercive persuasion, oppression, and other intimidating tactics over her in order to divest her of her money and property to him, all in the name of obeying the will of God. Chung claimed in her lawsuit that Shin forced her into providing labor and severing all relationships to her friends and family, with Shin and Yi allegedly watching, monitoring, and controlling every aspect of her life. From 1996 to 2008, Chung alleges that as a result of fraudulent conduct, Shin and Yi were able to obtain at least $3.8 million from her family trust, monies from personal banking account, and a divorce settlement, as well as properties. Public records show a transfer of a property from Chung to Shin. But Chung recouped nothing when a judge sided with Shin. To date, Chung's lawsuit is the only complaint lodged against Shin and Shekinah Church. While 7M Films only popped up around 2021, the company was incorporated last August with Shin listed as the CEO. This wouldn't be Shin's first foray into establishing a type of entertainment-based company. According to public records, he was listed on LLC paperwork for Studio on the Mount, Shin Entertainment, Glory Bags Records, as well as several other companies. By any means, it's not unusual for a church to have an entertainment branch. Hundreds of churches across the country have choirs that have in-house studios to produce various worship music. But some say that Shin's teachings at Shekinah Church are rooted in something called the Seven Mountain Mandate, Chung claimed to the Daily Beast. A representative for Shekinah Church and 7M Films denied they were affiliated with the Seven Mountain Mandate and stated that the M in 7M Films actually stands for Millennium. But Chung claimed that Shin took the principles of 7M and twisted and manipulated them into what she claimed were cult-like teachings at Shekinah Church. This teaching has been preached through the years among Christians who live a good, normal, healthy life, doing good and helping others, Chung said. Robert is a copycat. He uses other preachers' messages, manipulates the word for obedience, then talks to his members who are locked into a small gathering, cut off from the world. In addition to several of Shin's companies referenced in 7M, his son Isaiah has the phrase 7 men in his Instagram profile bio, along with the Bible verse Acts 6:3, which references 7 men being called upon by apostles to take up societal duties in order to free the apostles' time for preaching the gospel. I said gospel. Preaching the gospel. An associate pastor for Shekinah, I hate saying that word because I know I'm saying it wrong, Church also wrote in a letter to a neighborhood council that the church's mission was to reach the entertainment industry. Often stylized as 7M, the Seven Mountain Mandate is based on the prophetic biblical scriptures of Isaiah 2:2 and Revelation 17:9 about the end of times, according to the advertiser. Although the teaching floated around in 1975, Lance Wallnow, a theology major from Phoenix University helped bolster the teachings in the 2000s, reported the outline. While the group has a relatively small following, it wound up gaining national attention when former President Donald Trump had 7M follower Paula White turn up to the White House as his spiritual advisor. In short, Seven Mountains Mandate devotees believe the scriptures spell out a prophecy that in order to establish God's kingdom on earth, they need to immerse themselves or invade the 7 aspects of modern society, which are family, religion, education, media, entertainment, business, and government. Wallnow called for 7 Mountains Mandate believers who are producers, directors, attorneys, politicians, and economists to fight our real enemies, who are the ones that are shaping laws, shaping media, and shaping the next generation. We should be moving to the top of these mountains, he said. I'm working with believers that I call ninja sheep. Those are believers that are actual believers but have to maintain discretion with their public profile. And it's not just entertainment groups that Shin has established. He's also listed on paperwork for the real estate company Alpha Plus Realty and has ties to the Shin Real Estate Group. Among all the paperwork, the name Shirley Kim, who also works for the real estate brokerage, keeps popping up. Kim also worked for Imagination Pictures, a production company that listed Isaiah Shin and 7M Films members Daniel Joseph on its team. According to IMDb, Kim, Joseph, and Robert Shin served as executive producers on the 2013 film Random Encounters, which starred Meghan Markle. In early 2020, Kim and Shin are listed on paperwork that indicates $4.4 million sale of a property in the Los Angeles neighborhood of Sunland to Tujunga, just north of Burbank. The 5.62 acre lot used to be home to a 17,784 square foot children's school, but now Shekinah Church has plans to turn it into its headquarters, according to a letter Kim submitted to the neighborhood's council that June, seeking to be added to the board of directors. I am also an integral part in the development of the organization that has purchased the property on 7754 McRory Street, she added. We plan to establish our roots here in Tujunga, and through cooperation with the city and neighborhood council, we are contemplating plans and ideas that would best serve our place in our new community. Along with Kim's application, Joseph, who listed himself as an associate pastor at Shekinah, submitted a glowing reference, adding that the church had newly set up its base in the area. Kim was approved to the board of directors in this January. A member of the Shekinah Church presented a proposal to the council that, if approved, would rezone the former school to be a church. According to a recorded council meeting, the member suggested the church could also serve as a COVID-19 testing center, introduced plans to build a large patio, and admitted members who would be coming and going from the facility day and night. He also waxed lyrical in the recorded meeting about establishing an outreach program to the local prison, but quickly abandoned that plan when someone pointed out that the prison facility had been shuttered ages ago, saying he had only done a short Google search of the surrounding area. The council and locals largely hated the proposal, including a neighbor who questioned why the church was flying a lone Israeli flag on the property. The member explained Shekinah Church was a Judeo-Christian organization that would be happy to also fly an American flag. The matter of rezoning the property for a church is still pending. But it seems that the property is already being used for activities for Shekinah Church and 7M Films, as during the Wilkins family video, the sister's mother, Kelly, briefly mentions attempting to find Miranda at a school, but couldn't get past the gated entrance. You aren't going to find it. There's like 30 people in this thing. It's very small, Melanie explained. There's no sign in front of where they go to church. Kelly said that she had tried to warn Miranda that the church seemed to be very controlling and expecting a lot of her time. At one point, she said that they asked Miranda to explain what the church was teaching her, but said even she didn't seem to understand. In the very beginning, when Miranda was first getting involved in this, I was like, what's it about? I'd love to learn about it. Why can't we know what it is that you are learning? Kelly said. I think the bottom line is that even they don't understand it. When I'd ask her questions about it, she would just say, I'm so sorry, you won't understand. It just snowballed and escalated, Kelly cried. I remember one time saying to Melanie, can you please talk to her? I feel like I'm losing her, and I think it's too late. Or Melanie said, I think it's too late. Although the family says that they attempted to try to get Miranda away from the group, the break came when the sisters were supposed to fly home to Michigan to attend their grandfather's funeral last January. They said Miranda refused to come home. Later that month, when her parents came out to California for a crisis talk, that was the last time the family said they had seen her. At the time, Melanie tried to downplay the estrangement. When fans began questioning why Miranda wasn't in their videos, she breezily said that Miranda had chosen to pursue some other opportunities at this time and just take a little break from the Wilkins sisters brand. Sometimes you just need a little change, she added. Miranda is still my best friend. I love her so much and I will always support her. Meanwhile, Miranda launched her own TikTok and Instagram accounts, changing her last name to Derrick. By spring, she had chopped off her long brown hair in favor of a blunt blonde bob, and was primarily working with the other 7M film dancers, including Derrick, Gordon Watkins, Aubrey Fisher, Alexandra Watkins, Kylie Douglas, Kevin Concrete Davis, Kendra Willis, Cesar, Tie-Dye X Willis, and Vic White. As the Wilkins pointed out, it's peculiar that several of the 7M Films dancers are in couples with each other, several who are recently married, much like Miranda and Derrick. The newfound Dance and Friends formed a type of hype house, a common trend among Los Angeles-based content creators who would link up and live out of a massive mansion to pump out videos all day long. The 7M dancers would steadily put out a stream of different choreographed dance videos, swapping dance partners. The production value also gradually improved, with high-def videos being filmed at expensive properties, including one that links back to Robert Shin, as well as a $15 million property that's currently for sale. Over time, Miranda's stock began to rise, her Instagram account gaining 1 million followers, with her TikTok account slowly climbing towards the same number. She has secured more prestigious sponsorship deals, including with Sally Hansen and MAC Cosmetics, made appearances on The Ellen Show, and popped up on the AMA's red carpet. After the Wilkins video, at least 2 others came forward with concerns about Miranda and Derrick's safety. Crump dancer Joey Knucklehead Turman claimed that several years ago, Derrick Willis Davis and himself were almost roped into a similar situation by an entirely different organization while competing on the show America's Best Dance Crew. The leader of the church similar to this group told us, "God said we would win the show, but we had to stay away from family. We couldn't celebrate with friends after an episode. We had to have a Bible study," he wrote. Fellow dancer Samantha Long, who claimed she was very close with Derrick and even introduced him to Miranda, said in an Instagram video that she noticed a change in behavior in him after he joined 7M Films. The Wilkins are adamant that they believe Miranda, James Derrick, and all the young members of 7M Films are victims. They are not in control of their lives. They are all victims of this. We know that's not her, they said. We haven't said anything because we always had hope that she'd come back. We didn't want to embarrass her. I will not give up on my family, Miranda's father, Dean, said, his voice breaking. We hate this, Melanie added. It kills me inside that this is happening. They have taken Miranda from us. It kills me. This isn't just drama. That's why we didn't say anything else. That's why we didn't say anything else either. No, this is so real. Trust me. We aren't trying to get attention from this. We just are trying to get Miranda back. We don't know what else to do. So, I know this has run on for a long time, but the way I see it is these dancers, they're all adults. Miranda is an adult. She is allowed to dip, whether it's a cult or not. I mean, if it's a cult, I'm sorry they're caught up in it. But if the people involved aren't admitting that there's a problem, they're adults. Again, there's really nothing anyone can do about it until they decide to do something. Do I think it's a cult? I mean, I don't know, because when I think of a cult, I think of you know, Unaliven Yourself packs and Jonestown and things like that. So I don't know. A cult, you know, there are lots of active cults, and it doesn't necessarily mean that they're horrible or bad. Are they hurting anybody? I mean, if they're scamming these kids or these young adults involved, you know, that's still, they're adults. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's it for this. I'm going to be working on that video response to Truth Sleuth's video. Again, if you haven't checked Truth Sleuth out, go ahead and do it. She's got way more subscribers than me. She's not going to gain anything from me, but I still want to make it clear that, you know, she's great and you should go follow her. But I'm going to be working on my response to her video because there's a lot in it I want to comment on that I didn't want to flood her comment section with. So I thought, well, let me comment on my own video. And yeah, so I'm going to be working on that next. So I hope you enjoyed this. I will link the article down below if you want to go read it yourself, take notes, research it, look into it. I'm still not sure if it's Shekinah Church. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right at all, but, you know, I did my best. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to everyone later. Bye.